Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andy, and welcome to this week's Team Kentucky Update. We have some great news on the economic development front to start today. We continue to be on the biggest, best economic development win streak in our state's history. The last 4.5 years, now over 1,000 new location or expansion projects, $30.6 billion in new private sector investment, and 52,700 new jobs. It's exciting here to live here and to be a Kentuckian, but it's also exciting the national recognition that we are receiving. And we got some new news on that today. Site Selection Magazine just announced its 2024 Prosperity Cup rankings, which celebrate each state's economic development success. Once again, Kentucky had a strong showing. These rankings showcase what we already know. The Commonwealth is the best place to do business. I'm proud to say that we have maintained a top 10 ranking in Site Selection's Prosperity Cup every year that I've been governor. This year, Site Selection ranked Kentucky number 2 in the South Central region and number 8 nationally. Site Selection had recently announced the Governor's Cup rankings. We came in third nationally in economic development per capita in those rankings, as well as first in the South Central region. Kentucky is placed top 3 nationally atop the South Central region in those Governor's Cup rankings every year I've been in office. And these rankings follow 180 private sector new location and expansion projects in the year 2023, which is what this ranking looks back on. Those projects, the 180 private sector new location and expansion projects from 2023, totaled over $4.6 billion in announced investments and 8,500 new jobs. They included announcements like North American Stainless, which in January announced a $244 million expansion to its facility, creating 70 new full-time jobs. That's a new stainless steel line that is now already in production, serving GE Appliances in Louisville. Toyota, which last May committed to retaining 700 full-time jobs and investing $591 million. In fact, North America, which last June broke ground on a $53 million expansion in Campbellsville. They're going to add 220 Kentucky jobs. Toyota Boshoku, which was in Hopkinsville, where we joined leaders, $225 million investment, 157 new jobs. Stellar Snacks, which we announced in October, the largest single economic development project in West Louisville in over 20 years, $137 million investment, 350 full-time jobs to make very delicious pretzels. These rankings highlight the success we've had statewide and the major investment and job creation that continues. And that success is due to tremendous work of everyone on Team Kentucky. Additionally, just yesterday, Toyota continued its progress towards electrification as the first 2025 Camry rolled off the assembly line built by our great workforce at Toyota Motor Manufacturing Kentucky in Georgetown. Remember, that facility was the very first U.S. facility for Toyota, and it remains their largest manufacturing facility worldwide. The latest model of Toyota's top-selling car in North America is powered exclusively with the company's 5th-generation hybrid system. To date, more than 11 million Camrys have been assembled in Kentucky, backed by over $10 billion of investment by Toyota in the plant and in local communities. Toyota has been a game changer for Scott County and for the entire Commonwealth for more than 40 years. This continued investment and transition towards electrification provides assurance that the company hasn't just been a major part of the last 40 years, but will be a major part of the coming 40 years. Thank you to Toyota for continuing to prove that Kentucky is the perfect place to innovate and to thrive. And thank you to all the Kentucky workers at the plant. You are helping us to continue to lead the automotive industry of the future. Yesterday, we also got to celebrate another special milestone for Kentucky as the electric vehicle battery capital of the United States of America. Yesterday, we opened the ECTC Blue Oval SK Training Center in Glendale, where Kentuckians will train for the 5,000 new jobs on site at Blue Oval SK Battery Park. In 2021, I worked with the General Assembly to approve $25 million to help build this facility, this training center. And in November of last year, I presented another $10 million in grant funding for this transformational project. I want to thank Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, Blue Oval SK, and Trace Creek Construction for their tireless efforts to open this facility ahead of schedule. This project's going to make a difference for Kentucky families for generations to come. Blue Oval has already hired more than 700 Kentuckians at all levels of experience. You can see current job openings at blueovalsk.com. At yesterday's event, I also got to meet 10 of the company's newest hires, and they are all ECTC graduates. And I think one photo ago, there is also a robotics team from ECTC that just had a really incredible placing, if not winning a national competition. It's these gentlemen. I think they were offered jobs on site. But this training center will build momentum that we're already seeing in the state's electric vehicle industry. Since just June of 2020, EV companies have announced $11.7 billion of private sector investment in Kentucky, which is going to create approximately 10,250 full-time jobs. Congratulations again to ECTC and Blue Oval SK. All right, a quick weather update. The worst is past us. We had 2 days where the National Weather Service described it as the worst forecast that they see during the entire course of a year. And all in all, we in Kentucky got off pretty lucky. While we did see some damage from the storm, there were no reports of injuries or fatalities, which is great news. It's one of the reasons we sent people home early the last 2 days. It's one of the reasons that we ask everybody to stay so weather aware, because we made it through a lot of tough weather in the last year. And while we lost one life in the round of 22 to 24 tornadoes in that first week of April, it could have been a lot worse then. It could have been a lot worse last night. So thank you to Kentuckians for being weather aware. Thank you to all our meteorologists and weather teams and news teams that are out there on the television, on the radio, in any way helping to keep people safe. 7 counties did sustain rainfall over 3 inches. Those are Grayson, Logan, Marshall, Simpson, Todd, Trigg, and Union. Counties with reported damage that we are confirming include Davies, Grayson, Powell, and Powell County. Certainly, we have confirmed Powell counties. That's at Natural Bridge State Park. There has not been, at least the last update I got, a tornado confirmed there. At the moment, they think it was significant wind. We had 3 counties that had water rescues. All of them were completed with local resources. That's local fire and rescue, who do a great job. There was one in Marion where a local fire swift water team rescued a homeowner. There was one in Logan, specifically in Adairville, where a family was trapped in a home surrounded by water on all sides. And there was one in Simpson where the county EM reported 2 separate water rescues of vehicles that had been washed out from the roadway. We want to thank all our first responders for their work, for rescuing these Kentuckians, and for always being vigilant and ready to help us in our time of need. Of significant damage and hazards, city of Litchfield, a water main washed out in the flash flood. That has impacted water service to about 7,000 customers, one hospital that currently has 25 patients, 2 assisted living facilities that serve 30 individuals, and 2 nursing homes. The state is assisting locals with transportation and aiding with the transport of a truckload of bottled water. Public health is helping to relocate the patients, and we are also assessing the water main to determine the next steps. Emergency declarations, only one. That's Grayson County, where Litchfield is the county seat. That was a written declaration. Upcoming weather, we have a marginal risk of thunderstorms across central Kentucky and into eastern Kentucky this afternoon and evening, but this forecast isn't nearly as concerning as what we got through in the last 2 days. I would always rather be careful with everything that we have been through when we have these really concerning forecasts. And I want to thank all Kentuckians for being careful as well. All right, a reminder that we have a primary election coming up Tuesday, May 21st. I want to remind everyone that they need to make a plan to vote. This is the fundamental right of Americans, the bedrock of our democracy. And I want everybody to get out and vote this primary. In-person excused absentee voting. That is when you know you're not going to be here on election day or early voting days. You can go in, it opened yesterday. You can go in now, and it's going to run weekdays from now until the 15th and cast your vote. So you have May 8th, 9th, 10th, and then the 13th, 14th, and 15th. If you know you're going to be out of town on election day or those early voting days, you can go in, you've got to sign a form, and you can cast your vote. Early voting will take place Thursday, May 16th, Friday, May 17th, and Saturday, May 18th. In-person voting on Election Day, May 21st, will take place from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. local time. To find out where to vote, voters should visit the State Board of Elections website at govote.ky.gov. Next, an update on awards to support victims of crime. Providing support for victims of crime in Kentucky has been a top priority of mine as Attorney General and now as Governor. It was a part of our core mission each and every day. Those that have been harmed, we ought to be providing every service that we can. Every crime victim deserves justice, but also the chance to rebuild their life after experiencing an unimaginable trauma. That's why today I'm proud to announce that we are awarding $750,000 in federal grant funding to 15 organizations to support victims of crime. This funding allows us to continue to be with survivors every step of the journey, just as we pledged. One organization that's been awarded funding is the Barren River Area Safe Space, or BRASS. BRASS helps victims of domestic violence in the Bowling Green area, and they're receiving $29,200 to provide emergency housing assistance to domestic violence survivors. We will have a short video message from BRASS on how they're going to use the funds.
COVID inflicted deep wounds on countless individuals, families, and businesses, testing our resilience in ways we never imagined. We came together, and sometimes we fell apart. But one thing is certain, the strength of survivors never left. Day in and day out, advocates across our 10 counties, across the Commonwealth, and across the nation answered crisis lines and helped provide stability in the chaos. Every day, some of the bravest individuals took the scariest step, reaching out for help, trying to find a beacon of light to help them navigate through the storm. Our services have historically had to change to meet demands, such as the addition of advocacy in courtrooms during DBO hearings, or housing assistance to help survivors gain stability. But the most immediate needs continue. Emergency shelter, a place for individuals to flee from abusive homes. Since the start of the pandemic, crisis calls requesting emergency shelter far outnumbered our shelter capacity at BRASS. Our answer to this critical need was opening a block of hotel rooms so that we could attempt to shelter more victims who needed to escape domestic violence they were experiencing at home. Without ARPA funding, our current shelter occupancy would be cut by 29%, prohibiting an estimated 106 victims per year from seeking safety and beginning their journey towards healing from the abuse they experienced at the hands of their partner. If you or someone you know needs help, Kentucky offers 15 domestic violence shelters ready to answer the call of our fellow Kentuckians with available 24/7 crisis line just like ours. Our number is 1-800-928-1183, or you can call our State Coalition 0B at 1-800-799-7233. Crisis line advocates will help connect you with resources in your area and will be honored to be any part of your path to becoming a survivor.
To the great folks at BRASS and the 14 other organizations receiving funds to help victims of crime, thank you. Thank you for what you do. Please keep helping our people. We also have, in addition to all these updates today, I wanted to take a minute to recognize a few important groups that as a nation we are thanking and recognizing this week. I'm not sure it's really fair, but this week is dedicated to many important groups. It is Teacher Appreciation Week. It is National Nurses Week, and it's Public Employee Service Recognition Week. This has always been an education first administration, and we believe healthcare is a basic human right. And when it comes to carrying out that work on behalf of Kentucky's families, we depend an awful lot on our public servants and employees. So if you are a nurse, a teacher, or a public employee, thank you for everything you do. Virtually all of you are underpaid and don't do it for the money. But the work you do is so critical and it helps people. And we would not be at this exciting time in the Commonwealth with this amazing economic development, creating opportunities and prosperity for our people at such an incredible pace without what you do every day for all of us. From helping us through a once in a century pandemic to providing life saving care each day, to educating our children and being a mentor, to caring for and keeping our communities safe and providing the vital services our families rely on. Team Kentucky appreciates each and every one of you. All right, for Team Kentucky All-Stars, one staffing note. My Deputy Chief of Staff, Jonathan Smith, has advised us that he'll be stepping down from that position and going back to the private sector late summer, early fall. Coulter Minix, who is currently our DC liaison, is going to be moving back full-time to Kentucky to take over that job. Jonathan's worked with me for almost 9 years, and he's been an incredible part of Team Kentucky. We could not have accomplished what we've accomplished at the AG's office or here without him. He's going to be missed, and they're going to be big shoes to fill. But we appreciate him, and when you want talented people to come and work in state government, you got to be happy for them when they have outside opportunities where they think that they can better the lives of their families. He's now also got 3 beautiful children and may want to spend a little bit more time at home than he can as a deputy chief of staff to a governor. So, Jonathan, thank you for all your service, but we know you're around for several more months. Okay, so finally, with our Team Kentucky All-Stars, we have some exciting news for some very talented young Kentuckians. Just a few moments ago, U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona announced the 2024 U.S. Presidential Scholars. For 60 years, the U.S. Presidential Scholarship Program has recognized our nation's most distinguished graduating high school seniors. It's one of, if not the highest honor for graduating seniors. The White House Commission on Presidential Scholars selects scholars annually based on academic success, excellence in the arts and in technical education, through essays, through school evaluations and transcripts, as well as a demonstrated commitment to community service and leadership. This year, Kentucky has 5 incredible seniors named as 2024 U.S. Presidential Scholars. They are Owen Borden from Fort Thomas, who attends Highlands High School. Congratulations, Owen. Jennifer Wynn from Grayson, who attends the school at the Craft Academy for Excellence in Science and Mathematics at Morehead State University. Congratulations, Jennifer. Joshua Zizak from Lakeside Park, who attends Beechwood High School in Fort Mitchell. Congratulations, Joshua. Chase Phillips from Louisville, who attends DuPont Manual Magnet High School and is a presidential scholar in the arts. Congratulations, Chase. And Sarah Cawley from Murray, who attends Murray High School. Congratulations, Sarah. Secretary Cardona said these scholars represent the best of our nation's schools and inspire hope in the bright future in this country, and I couldn't agree more. It is a huge honor. It's going to look great on their resume, and today, if they want to put it right underneath there, they're becoming our Team Kentucky All-Stars. Congratulations to each of you. Okay, we just have one journalist with us live today and 2 on the phone, so we'll start with Carolina.
Governor, there are reports in Washington saying that it appears the marijuana reclassification is going to be happening soon. Does that impact Kentucky's medical marijuana program in any way as we launch?
So the rescheduling of marijuana shouldn't impact the dates, the times, or really the content of our medical marijuana program, if done, what it will allow is medical research into marijuana, which right now is prohibited because of how it's scheduled. So I do think in the longer term, it can make an impact, maybe providing us what we need on some conditions that we believe should be included in the program, but currently are not. I think Crohn's disease is one that many states include. And so if this rescheduling happens, and if it opens up research, my hope is that we can use that to further open this program where it will provide a medical or a therapeutic purpose that will help people. All right, Karen Czar from WKY.
Good afternoon, Governor. Thanks. Do we know the economic impact yet of online betting from the Derby? Thank you.
Ooh, I believe the handle has come out on that. Let us get you the numbers on that. The predicted economic impact of the Kentucky Derby, I think, was around $400 million that I saw. I will say that we saw more online betting and sports betting the Derby this year than ever before. So let me see what type of quantifiable data we already have. Actually, I think I'm meeting with the Horse Racing Commission in about an hour. So let me get that for you, Karen. But let me just say the Kentucky Derby this year was incredible. Viewership was up. We had a huge attendance at the track. We had an amazing race. So close between three horses. My friend Kenny McPeak won his first Derby as a trainer, won the Oaks 2. It's the first time in, I think, 57 years the same trainer has won both. So congratulations to Kenny and the whole team. Just a great way to show off Kentucky. We had a big economic development group. I believe we will see more jobs come out of that. So a really good Derby for the Commonwealth. Sarah Ladd with the Kentucky Lantern.
Yeah, thank you. I have a couple now, if that's okay. The first one is just a clarification point on the storm update, which is which hospital is having to relocate patients and where are they going? And then the second point, I'm looking for a bit of a COVID update, specifically the new flirt variant. Do we have that in Kentucky now? And are there any public health concerns about that variant, since I'm hearing it's a bit more resistant to vaccines than maybe previous strains? Thank you.
Yeah, let me get you direct information on both. It is the hospital in Litchfield. I don't have its name in front of me. It's fed by the same water meter and water system that went out. So we're really dealing with one water system in that town that we need to find a fix for. We'll get from public health exactly where they're relocating, though. I believe in the same general area, we had some relocations in the past. On COVID, we'll get a direct update from Dr. Stack on the new variant. I don't have information about how many cases or whether we have the new variant. And certainly an uptick hasn't been reported to me yet. But remember, we can't compare numbers the same way we used to because they're not collected the same way that they were before. So we'll get both those for you directly, Sarah. Thank you for asking the question. All right, that is this week's Team Kentucky Update, 25 minutes. Remember, life's short. Be kind to each other and do good things.